Yo, what's good, my peoples? It's your boy, Big Chris Compton Animator, and I'm back again to give you a review of WWE Smackdown September 20th, I think it is. Yep, 2013. And I wasn't going to do a review of this week's show because I did a few wrestling reviews already, and I just, that's a lot of wrestling to talk about, but I wanted to do a review of this week's SmackDown because I thought it was pretty good. I'm gonna just make this quick one, but the show started with Daniel Bryan being introduced in a very hellish way by Vicky Guerrero. I didn't like Vicky at the beginning of the opening. She doesn't really have acting skills at all. But Daniel Bryan said his thing, and I liked the match that they set up for the night. The next thing that happened was the Divas match. I kind of like the match, even though it was pretty basic. I feel that it got the right two girls in there who can actually put on a match, and it gave them just enough time that it wasn't sloppy and they got into some type of groove. AJ Lee was wrestling Naomi, so they had a decent little match, and AJ did her damn thing, and had a nice little submission coming off from a what do you call that thing, the sleeper hold going into her Black Widow hold. So yeah, that was pretty nice. Natalya was on the commentary, and yeah, I like Natalya as a wrestler, but when she gets on the mic, she's not that good at all. But we had two beautiful ladies and two good ladies, AJ and Naomi in the ring, and to me, if those two girls get some time, they can put on a really nice match. Other things that happened tonight was Ryback and Paul Heyman, and Ryback had a little squash match with I don't know if you call him an indie guy, but a jobber guy, nobody that's in the WWE, and we had a nice little match with them. Paul Heyman and Ryback gave a promo at the beginning that was pretty funny, and I'm really liking Ryback and Paul Heyman right now. I think they were both needed for each other. Curtis Axel isn't working out, and Ryback, needed somebody that can give him motivation and give him somewhere to go. And Paul Heyman just needed to further on more storylines. So yeah, this has been pretty fun. Next, I think we had Santino Marella versus Jack Swagger. Santino won quickly, but I'm interested to see where they're going with Santino. It's kind of weird that he's getting a push right now because he hasn't been there for a while, but I'm very interested in, I've always been one that kind of likes Santino because he gave something that a lot of wrestling companies think we don't need to do, and that's humor. He's a humor character, and he's one that I'm fairly think they could put a world title on him if they do it right, and if they write it right. He'll be a fairly fun character to advance to a lower lower main event scene. It's not a lot of characters that do that. Mankind was one, The Rock was another, and The Rock, especially Mankind, he did a lot of crazy funny things. Look at Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was a goofball of a guy, when he was wrestling, but it was fun to watch. So other things that happened tonight, you had the 11-man gauntlet match, 11 versus 3. So they took the 11 guys, plus it was 10 plus Daniel Bryan that came and helped Daniel Bryan out at the end of Raw versus the Shield. They all came out one-on-one. This was actually pretty fun to watch. A couple of the guys got squashed. The Shield showed dominance. I think my two favorite guys to come in was Ziggler and Kofi. The primetime players did a nice little job, and but got pushed aside real quick. Ziggler came in and they gave him a nice little match in there, And it's kind of weird because people keep saying he's getting squashed and he's getting punished, but every time I see him get a match, he gets time, and he's the one they giving time to. So I don't know what's going on and or what's people's thoughts is on this, but yeah, Ziggler came in and did a nice little thing. He ate a cold ass spear from Roman Reigns on the ropes. I mean on the ropes, but on the ground, and that was pretty cool to see. Then Kofi Kingston coming in and doing his acrobatic stuff, and he had a nice little round before he got squashed. And the surprising thing was Triple H coming out during the last person to come in was who was it? Rob Van Dam. And Triple H basically saying, stop this. I don't. What are you doing? And talking down to Vicky. And Rob Van Dam ends up getting hurt during that segment. Not really, hurt during that segment. And that kind of, Triple H coming in and say, stop this. And he's basically saw the faces were winning, and basically came to put them back down. But he's trying to show that he's a good guy as well as a bad guy, which is we all know is a play. So he talked to Vicky in the back, and their whole conversation was pretty cool. And he gave Zack Ryder and Justin Gabriel a match, and they had to battle the Wyatt family, and the Wyatt squashed him, nicely. And Bray Wyatt did a nice little promo at the end. I'm not sure what they're going with the Wyatts yet, but I think I hope that they continue to build them up, but they do need some more direction right now. The thing they had with Kane wasn't big enough to where that we would say, okay, they can lay low for a minute. They need something that's needs to be built up over a few months that keep them moving. What else do we have? Oh, Rob Van Dam was in the back getting his shoulder checked out, and Triple H came and told him he'd get another match at the world title, and Del Rio came and put him down nicely, and that was a pretty nice segment. I like when Del Rio does that thing and attacks people. He's really good at that. To me, Del Rio plays a very good heel when he gets somebody who he can just beat up on. But it's the faces that has to be in check when he's a heel character. That's what made him and Ziggler so good of a feud for the time that they were feuding. What else did we have? Fucking dogs barking. What else did we have? Del Rio had a match. He won that. Randy already cut the promo. He cut a nice little promo. I feel Randy Orton's more motivated. Surprisingly, it seems like the heel thing, not just what happened the last month, but just him turning heel, and it seems that they're bringing more motivation to his character and getting him back to where he used to be. And he was stale for at least about 2 years, a good 2 or 3 years, and now he's getting back to a defining heel that he needs to be. And to me, don't change him back to face. Keep him heel. That's where he's motivated at. That's where he can do a lot of damage at. And that's where we like him at. So, yeah, keep him there. The last thing I'll talk about is the last match, which was a 3-on-3, The Shield versus Usos and Daniel Bryan. Pretty good match. A lot of nice spots in there. Daniel Bryan ends up winning. I think my favorite thing of that match was almost everybody was on the ground outside the ring except Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose, and the the Usos did their little kick to the jaw with into what's his name, Dean Ambrose, who was on the ropes, and Daniel Bryan. While Dean Ambrose was stumbling, Daniel Bryan hit him with the flying knee, and that was a pretty nice end to it. So yeah, a really nice Raw tonight. I mean, not Raw, but that's how good SmackDown was. It felt like a Raw. So yeah, it was really nice. It kept the story going, and it did everything that it needed to do to make a good show. A lot of people talk down on SmackDown, but I think this has been SmackDown's best year so far. They have had a lot of good story on a lot of their shows. It's just that they put a lot of corny stuff on SmackDown, and not a lot of the main guys are on the show. So now that Cena's out, we do get a main guy like Daniel Bryan on the show. So hopefully they keep it going with SmackDown. I'd like to see more. So follow me on Twitter or Facebook, wherever, at Compton Animator. You can follow me at Big Chris145. And y'all have a great night. Peace.